How many times have you hit the gym but then you quit weeks later just because you haven't seen the scale move? Because everyone's around saying you gotta exercise more. So that's exactly what you do. But it never works. But what if the real fix does not start at the gym? I am Cezar Bononi, WWE and AEW former wrestler and now head coach of Sweat Equity Fit that helped over 1,000 wrestling fans to get real results. And in this video, you are going to learn 3 things. Number 1 is why the scale doesn't move if you only go to the gym. Number 2, what actually makes you lose weight. And number 3, why the gym still matters, even if it's not gonna help you to lose weight. Imagine body fat as the water in this tub. And every workout is right here, this cup. So I can get a full workout in, and by hand, I am picking all the body fat and I'm throwing that away. Which is gonna need a lot of effort, and you may believe that one day you're not gonna need to do it some more, but there's something else. Because I'm right here putting a lot of work, but can you hear something else? There is another problem right here that you're not even taking into consideration, which is the faucet. The faucet is open, so it doesn't matter how many times I scoop this up right here, faucet's gonna be beating me because it's dropping so much more water than I am scooping up. And unfortunately, my workouts are not controlling the faucet. There's something else controlling it. And that's why it's never going to work. And if busting fitness myths like this helps you out, make sure to subscribe because every week I'm going to drop some more. There are several things that you got to understand in order to actually get it why going to the gym only is not going to help you out. The first thing that we're going to get is this thing right here. This thing is called the TDEE, which is Total Daily Energy Expenditure. This is a chart that's going to show you all the energy that is spent throughout the day. And as you can see on top right here, this is all the energy in the day that you're going to spend exercising only. It counts only from 5 to 15% of your whole energy expenditure. And then all this other division right here is all the energy that you're spending without exercising. All the food that you eat, you're gonna waste some calories to burn those. All the activities that you're doing throughout the day, going upstairs, sitting down, getting up, going to the grocery store, changing your spare tire, all of those, you're gonna spend some energy on that. But as you can see, the big chunk right here is just your basal metabolic. And what is that? The basal metabolic is just how much energy you are going to spend to survive. And that is for your brain function, for your bowels function, for your thoughts that's gonna go to your mind. Everything that you do, if you live like a vegetable, you're gonna be spending most of the energy around. So relying on exercise to burn fat is not gonna help because it's just 5 to 15% of your whole day. And there's more about it. Other things that's gonna happen as well, you're probably gonna look in the treadmill or on your Apple Watch, whatever you use to track how much calories you burn, and then you're gonna compensate on that. You're gonna see, oh, I burned 300 calories right here on this 1 hour cardio session, but then you go and you're gonna have some regular Coke, I don't know, piece of bag of Cheetos or whatever you like to eat, and you're going to compensate. Oh, I spend this, I can get this. That's not how it works. Mostly because all these devices that track your calories, they are not that accurate. That's why I don't use them. Clearly, they're not gonna help me out in the long run. Of course, it's good to have an idea, but they are not reliable. They can be missing for over 50, 60% how much energy you're actually spending, or maybe you've been spending more. So, not very reliable. But other things that's going to happen as well is the hunger. Is the hunger that's going to come up from working out. You're going to work out. There's this small piece of hormone that is called ghrelin that is going to get you to eat everything. And I have a lot of ghrelin on myself because I'm hungry all the time. And just for an instance, the medical approach that everybody is doing with small pens, Ozempic, Mounjaro, they clear that ghrelin out of your system. So you're not gonna feel hungry. But when you work out, exactly the opposite happens. You feel more hungry and you are going to eat more. So that also is not gonna help you out to lose the weight that you're trying to lose on your journey. Other thing as well, which is a great thing, even though people believe that it's not, is that when you are going to the gym, you are building muscle mass. And muscle mass weights, because two things is going to happen. One, hyperplasia, which is multiplication of your muscle fibers. And then later, hypertrophy, which is the growth of the muscle fiber itself. So your muscle are going to get bigger. A bigger muscle weighs more. Also, another thing, a good healthy muscle holds water. So you are going to gain some water weight as well, which is a great thing, again, because our muscles need water to function properly, and the bloating that you see is water between the muscle and the skin. It's not water inside of the muscle. So all those things is going to help you to add some weight. So you start to go into the gym, you maybe you've been losing fat, but you're not going to see the scale moving because you're building muscle in the meantime. And there are more things as well. You're gonna get unmotivated because you're not gonna see the scale move. Also, you don't know what you do in the gym because you're just going to the gym without a plan. That's not gonna help you out in the long run, because the only measuring stick that you're having is the scale, which is not gonna move because there are many other things that you have to take in consideration to actually lose weight. And that's gonna link up to the next part. Well, that is calorie deficit. Now, before we dive in, I wanted to make it a little bit more extended, and I'm going to try to use a few analogies to make you understand. But first, we need to understand what a calorie is. A calorie is a simple unit to measure energy, just like an inch is to measure length, just like a pound is to measure weight. So 1 kilocalorie, which is the kcal that you see on food labels, that is the amount of energy required to heat up 1 kilogram of water for 1 degree in the Celsius scale. I know that this may be a little bit too nerdy, but I'm a nerd, so I'm gonna have to break it down a little bit more because that's how my mind works. And I'm trying to make you understand what a calorie is and why does that matter. Now, everything we do, we are generating energy. Everything. Moving a muscle, blinking, thinking, everything spend a little bit of energy. Our bodies is gonna turn energy into mechanical work, cell production, heat, like warming up your body, fighting your nerves, contracting a muscle, even digesting your own food. So in short, calories measure how much energy your body needs to survive. Now that you understood what a calorie is, let's understand how the body gains weight and how the body loses weight. So if all the energy that we're spending, that energy needs to come from somewhere. And that somewhere is food. So every time that you spend more calories than you eat, you are in a calorie deficit, so you are going to lose weight. And every time that you spend less energy than you actually put it in, you are going to store that as fat. Because our body is intelligent. So someday we may need to have some energy right there because we're not going to have access to food, which nowadays in 2025 is going to be really hard because we have access to food everywhere. Humanity never had access to this much food, but you got to think that back in the day we had to hunt, we had to do so many other things. If we had 1 meal a day, that would be awesome. But right now we're having 5, 6, if you count with your snacks. That's pretty much like we don't have a shortage of food, we don't have a shortage of energy, but we are moving less, so we are spending less calories, and we are eating more because there's food everywhere, and there's food highly palatable that's gonna make us eat even more. So every time, let's say we spend 2,000 calories throughout the whole day just to survive, do everything that we do, get some exercise, all of that, and we eat 2,500 calories, that 500 calories is gonna be stored in the body for someday when you need it. And that's how you're going to gain weight. The opposite is the same thing. Let's say that you need 2,000 calories and you eat 1,500. Your body is gonna use that 500 somewhere. And that somewhere is the first thing, the body fat that is stored in your body. It's gonna need some amino acids, which is muscle as well. And if you don't eat enough protein, it's gonna eat those muscles as well. So all the energy is gonna come up. That's why when we get sick, when I stay in the hospital like I did for like a whole week that I barely eat, I lose 35 pounds because I was still spending 4,500 calories because of my size. I have a very large necessity of calories, and I was barely eating 1,000 calories a day because I woke up, I took some medicine, I fallen asleep, so I lost pretty much all that weight. That's the reason why, because my body was using the energy to make me survive. That's why it's important to have a lot of muscle mass, not body fat, because it's going to help you to survive on cases like this. But that's a subject for a different video. Basically, that's it. Calorie surplus, you're going to gain weight. Calorie deficit, you are going to lose weight. Period. Now, the question that you have is how to get into a calorie deficit. Believe it or not, this is simple, but it's not easy. So the first thing that you have to do, if you just go to Google and type TDEE calculator, you're going to have plenty of calculators that are going to be able to calculate how much energy your body uses. And then you're going to use your body weight, your height, your age, how much energy you are spending throughout the day based on your level of activities, and then you're gonna have your baseline, which is how much calories you need to survive to not gain weight and not to lose weight. I highly suggest that a calorie deficit won't go over 500 calories. And yes, if you get 1,000 calories under your normal maintenance, you are going to lose more body fat, but is it going to be easy to maintain? It will not. Other thing as well, 500 is a sweet spot, 300 to 500, because to lose 2 pounds of body fat itself, you're gonna need to burn 3,500 calories. Yeah, you may think that is a lot, but if you get 500 calories under your maintenance 7 days a week, that's 3,500. And then you're gonna lose 2 pounds per week, which is phenomenal, because that is going to guarantee that you still have all the nutrients that you need coming out from food. You're gonna be able to lose weight steady, and you're not gonna get hungry, because if you get too much, yes, you will lose more weight, but then you're still gonna feel hungry. You're not gonna be able to maintain, which leads to the third part, how to stay in a calorie deficit. Getting in a calorie deficit may be easy, but how to stay there? There are a few things that we have to do. First thing, make sure that your calorie deficit is not too aggressive. 300 to 500, that's more than enough. You don't need more than that. Secondly, you have to guarantee that you're having enough fiber and protein. If you're having all those, that's gonna help you to control your ghrelin, which is the hormone that's gonna maintain your satiety, and then you're gonna be able to stay there longer. Of course, if you wanna throw some chocolate or some whatever thing that you wanna do, again, calories in, calories out, that's the king. But let's say that you want to have a full bag of Doritos every day, or you want to have a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's that is 1,000 calories. And then your calorie deficit is going to allow you to have 1,800 calories a day. You're going to have like 800 calories from real food. It's not going to happen. It's going to be really hard. So make sure that you have all the nutrients that you need. And you're still going to have some time in the weekends to eat something that you like, which is exactly the last part on how to stay in a calorie deficit. Allow yourself to have some food that you actually like. But that cannot be that often. That cannot be every day. In my case, it has to be once a week or once every 15 days, depending on what phase I am. And sometimes I can hold a little bit longer. Because for me, I like to separate people in two kinds. One is the one that needs something small every day, and the other is somebody that needs a lot. I am the one that needs a lot. So I'm gonna save myself for the weekend, which I'm gonna have once. I'm not gonna allow me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna pick one day, depending on how is my social schedule, whatever I have to do to socialize on the weekends, which is important, again, to stay in a calorie deficit. And that's where I'm gonna get the foods that I want without worrying about. But that's gonna be once. Or if you're somebody that can have a piece of chocolate every day, good. That's like a piece of chocolate is going to be 80 calories. Good. That's nothing. But for me, it doesn't work. I'll have to eat the whole bar, and the whole bar is going to be 600, 700 calories. So those are strategies that's going to help you to stay in a calorie deficit longer. Because there's one thing that I can guarantee to you that you still don't know. What you're looking for is not to lose weight. You're looking to lose fat. Because if you just lose weight, you're going to lose muscle mass as well. And the only way that you can build muscle mass is by going to the gym and lifting weights. No cardio machines, no HIIT workouts, not like that. Also, I know that every time that we talk about building muscle, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is they're going to have to squat with 500 pounds, they're going to have to bench with 300. That's not it. You can build muscle just going 3 times a week, lifting weights for 30 minutes, or if you have dumbbells at home, I have several clients that were able to have great results training with dumbbells only, they lose fat, they build muscle, they felt great. And why do you want to build muscle? Because building muscle is going to boost your longevity. Every time that you see an elder having a hard time to walk, to sit down, to sit in the toilet, or to be able to do things by themselves, is because they lack of strength. And again, every time we talk about strength, 500 pounds comes to your mind. That's not strength. Just to get up and get down, to move around, we need strength. To carry groceries, we need strength all the time. And you have to train, you have to build muscle, so this way you're going to be able to live longer in a better way. You're going to be able to do all the things that you have to do, get in the car, get out of the car. The regular things that you are doing right now, in 30, 40 years, when you're 60, 70, 80, you're going to be able to do the same thing just because you kept training, you kept doing the things that are regular on the daily basis. And it can be as simple as 3 times a week, 30 minutes. Again, that simple. Other thing as well, we are seeing the Ozempic face, Ozempic this, Ozempic that. We are seeing people getting sag. Okay, now there's one thing: when you gain some weight, when you get fat, that skin's gonna stretch, and then when you lose weight, that skin's gonna shrink, and it's gonna be a little bit of skin right there. You have to put something in there, and muscle is the best thing to fill that up. Of course, depending on how much pounds you lost. Let's say that you lost 150 pounds. That's going to be really hard to not keep any skin loose right there. But I've seen people with 100 pounds that do it slowly, losing 2 pounds a week. They were able to build muscle and barely any loose skin. So you have to build muscle, so this way you can fill up that area that is going to be missing when you lose that fat. Another thing as well, which nobody says, that when you build muscle, you can eat more. You can eat more. You can eat more carbs. What most people don't know is that muscle mass is an organ. It actually secretes hormones, pretty much like insulin and things like that. So your insulin response is going to get so much better. Believe me, my family has been dealing with diabetes whole life. Diabetes type 2, which is food related, and exercise as well. I have never had any problems because I've seen people chopping their limbs. I've seen it all, and I don't want that for me. So lifting weights is gonna keep me able to take care of all the carbs that I eat, because I love carbs, who doesn't? That's gonna help me to have a better response to those carbs, including sugars. So when I eat something sweet that I love, that I don't cut, it's the thing that I tell everybody right here. You should not be cutting all the things that you love. But when you build enough muscle, you are able to take care of so much more carbs, and your life's gonna be so much better, because, yeah, carbs are awesome. Here's the takeaway: keep lifting, but let the calorie drive the weight loss. And also build some muscle, so this way, nothing sags when the fat is gone. Dialing everything can be a little bit challenging, but if you want more help, you can just click the link right here below to schedule a free consultation with me and my team, and we can see if we can help you out the best way possible. That's the smarter plan to lose weight without living on a treadmill. I'll drop a new insider video every week, so subscribe, hit the ring button, and stay alert, because there are more coming to help you out.